Hello, yet again, my glorious kings and queens. It's your main fella, yes, Six Paths Dunga, back again with another bangaroony. So this one is going to be a little different. During this video recording, I have no idea as of yet what I'm going to title this video. I know it's going to be about Kawaki, but the title, I have no clue. So just follow along, I guess. So basically, I was watching the Boruto anime, Isshiki versus Kawaki, and then I realized something. People give Kawaki so much backlash, but in all reality, the series would have ended so long ago if it wasn't for him. Hell, I can probably make an argument that he's literally a more important character than Boruto, and that's what I plan to do in this video. So first, before I get going, let's just take care of the obvious. We just hit 9K subscribers. I appreciate everyone that's been there for the ride. I'm about to shed a tear. I'm so lucky to be able to just sit here and make content for you guys. This is literally, it's literally a dream come true. But we ain't done. Let's go get that 10K together. You know what I mean? We gotta get it together. All my loyals and new loyals, it's time to lock in. Since we just hit 9K, I would say let's try and get 900 likes on this video. But I know I just don't got the motion like that. So I guess we could try to get about half of that. So let's go for about 450 likes, okay? I'd appreciate it greatly. But I don't want to make the intro too long. Probably 45% of my viewers already clicked off the video or skipped ahead. So yeah, it's time to get started. So Kawaki is way more important than you think. The series doesn't advance without such an important character. Sure, he's done some pretty bad things, like almost killed Team 7 with a single explosion, even drawn one of the strongest enemies the Naruto series has ever seen to Konoha, dragged Naruto and Sasuke into the fight and caused Naruto to lose Kurama. Sure, but I promise, without Kawaki, everyone would have died sooner or later anyway. KASHIN Koji currently is one of the main characters in VORTEX, mainly because of his prescience ability, which lets him peek into the future to alter or lean towards favorable outcomes. And it's kind of ironic because one of the most important decisions he made was to let Konoha take in and accept Kawaki. And he didn't even have prescience at this point. This decision altered the timeline the most out of all his visions. Kawaki's background isn't new to us. He grew up raised by his drunk father who beat on him and didn't allow him to eat if he didn't earn enough money to fund his alcohol addiction. He then got sold off to Jigen, who also used and abused him, forced him into a life he never wished to have, and turned him into a vessel. Sadly, he actually needed to go through all those experiences so he can even love and idolize Naruto the way he does now. Kawaki needed that over-attached attitude for everything to happen the way it did thus far. Looking back at the Delta fight, yes, even though Naruto is considerably stronger than Delta, she still would have won the fight because of her using a cheap tactic such as attacking Boruto and then launching Himawari into the sky, causing Naruto to take action and protect her against her beams. And mind you, these are destructive beams that are designed to counter super regenerative powers, so if Naruto got hit with this, he most likely wouldn't survive or would be permanently injured. Kawaki not only ensured Naruto and Himawari's survival, but let's take it a bit deeper than that. If Naruto died or was seriously injured here and nobody was able to stop Delta from taking Kawaki back to Jigen, then what happens? Does Isshiki successfully resurrect through his body? Or maybe does Kashin Koji step in and try and stop Delta? Then does he win? What happens if he wins? Like, there's too many unanswered questions here. And it undeniably alters the timeline majorly, because then there will be nobody to stop Isshiki, which would be another problem. So this scene right here may seem pretty simple, but it's definitely one of the most important decisions Kawaki could have ever made. Next, I want to take a look at the fight between Team 7 and Boro. Again, here is Kawaki playing a major role in allowing Boruto and the others to rescue Naruto. This happened right after the fight with Jigen. Naruto was sealed and watched over by Boro. Through Kawaki's prosthetic arm fueled by Naruto's chakra, he was able to locate him and send Team 7 and himself there. Even though he didn't play too much of a role in actually defeating Boro, they don't even get the opportunity to go and save him without Kawaki. With the full revival of Isshiki very close, and Sasuke still being injured, it's no doubt Team 7 was the only ones qualified enough to step up to a foe like Boro and come out alive. No, I shouldn't even say that, because they most definitely would have died if not for Momoshiki manifesting and briefly taking over Boruto's body. Moral of the story is, the impact that Kawaki has had since the beginning of the series is one of the main reasons why there even is a time skip in the first place. The keys to the future always rested within Kawaki. His actions were the main reason for Naruto and the others to remain. Him being able to save Naruto and even help Boruto use his karma properly. Now, I'm not as strict as this being a make or break for the timeline per se, because unlike the Delta situation, Naruto had a small amount of time to be saved. And I'm talking before the official revival of Isshiki. Because remember, as soon as he got revived, he went straight to Konoha. He wasted no time because he knew his life was on a timer. So getting back to the Boro situation, I would say if Kawaki and Team 7 didn't save Naruto, then Sasuke would have probably found a way to save him. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Now, before I get into the battle between Code, Boruto, Naruto, and Shikamaru, let's just quickly talk about Isshiki's defeat. I think about this all the time, and this is one of the most underrated Kawaki feats. Now, it's true that Kawaki was the one to technically finish off Isshiki by just wasting the remaining time he had to live, distracting Isshiki from literally killing Naruto and Sasuke from the time he had left. But what's even more impressive was his comical ability to help Boruto make a rift so they could all get back home. Another instance of Kawaki playing the biggest role in the most important times. With Sasuke just losing his Rinnegan and Kawaki losing his karma, Boruto became their only method of getting back home. And I guess Boruto deserves most of the credit because if he's not there, then nobody goes home. However, the same can be said for Kawaki. I believe nobody goes home without either or. Nobody could provoke that kind of reaction from Boruto to allow him to create that portal. Or if that's not convincing enough for you, let's take it a step further. He was the one who stopped Momoshiki from rampaging and allowed Boruto to take back control over his body. It would be nothing for Momoshiki to just kill Sasuke and Naruto, or just simply leave them in that dimension to go look for Kawaki. He would have seen it as the perfect opportunity to feed Kawaki to the Ten Tails and eat the chakra fruit. So instead of an Isshiki endgame win, it could have been Momoshiki who won at the end, easily. So yet again, Kawaki is the most important character in this scenario. Even though Naruto and the others defeated the big bad guy, Kawaki was always the one who allowed the story to keep progressing. He's the main cog. The story doesn't flow without his support. Now, let's tune into the code fight before I step into Tuba Vortex. So this is probably the most obvious. I'm literally watching this fight, then I truly realized how important it was for Kawaki to regain his karma in this fight. Here, he single-handedly saved the future of Konoha and probably the shinobi world. So for starters, him regaining the karma allowed him to be able to save Naruto from Momoshiki. It's obvious, without Kawaki absorbing this massive Astral Sengan, Naruto doesn't survive through this. But also, more importantly, it was him just single-handedly stopping the resurrection of Momoshiki. Yes, for real, we all know, him killing Boruto forced Momoshiki to resuscitate him, and therefore made full resurrection impossible. This was probably the biggest issue as of now, as it pertains to Boruto's entire character, and Kawaki just switched the narrative instantly. I'm talking a whole 180. And after he just literally shifted the direction of the story and foiled the plans of one of the biggest villains, he also beat the brakes off Code and stops his assault and forced him to retreat, which also put a hole in his plans as well. So really, up to this point, you can say Kawaki had the greatest influence on the timeline up to this point. And this scene right here is when I even decided I really wanted to make this video. I'm just casually talking with my girlfriend. She doesn't really like Kawaki, mainly because of his actions at the end of part 1 and Tuba Vortex, but I'm realizing, yo, this dude is probably the #1 reason why your favorite characters are still alive and kicking. He's the reason Boruto was still alive and is the way he is now. So going into Tuba Vortex, it's no wonder why they needed Kawaki to get his limiters removed. He's needed for the story to keep progressing, hence why Boruto even told him about his limiters in the first place. I realized just how important Kawaki was to the story not only during the Code battle, but during Boruto and his conversation. Boruto expressed how important it was for the future that Kawaki is able to get his limiters removed and become stronger. Boruto expressed time and time again, he's not enough to vanquish the Shinju. It's only when Kawaki is able to match his strength and surpass it, that's when things will actually start to shift in their favor. So that's living proof right there. Kawaki controls everything. He's the most influential on the timeline, and he always will be. The survival of the planet depends more on Kawaki than it does Boruto, and it couldn't have been any more clear since the beginning of the series. You can even see it during the fights against the Shinju too. I always say, during these next few battles against them, Kawaki is going to be a game changer. He's going to be the trump card because of Sukuna Hikona. It's literally a hard counter to the claw marks, and him using it to finish Hidari off in chapter 12 had a chain reaction. It had a direct connection to JURA retreating too. And if JURA doesn't retreat, then I'm afraid Boruto also dies. Then everyone is doomed. So that's just another example of Kawaki's actions playing a direct role in allowing the story to keep progressing. Even when he's not a powerhouse, he's still very much needed in the story to keep it going. So in a way, he's the real main character. If you enjoyed TBV VORTEX, thank Kawaki, because without him, there is no time skip, fellas. Sorry. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of felt like Kawaki needed this little video from me to remind his haters why he's still and always will be the motor to the Boruto series, and it's not even close. So you can hate Kawaki, but no matter how much you hate him, you can't deny his relevance and impact he's had on the overall story so far. So anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna end it off here. Hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think I was over exaggerating on Kawaki's impact on the story thus far? Or do you think I more or less hit the mark? Leave all your concerns and comments down below, and I'll try my best to respond to as many people I possibly can. Let me know if you enjoyed this type of analysis video, and if you did, make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload or go live for them chapter spoilers. And until my next one, I'll catch y'all boys and girls later, and I'm out. Peace.